Lamentations Chapter 1. How desolate the city now sits, once teeming with people. It has become like a widow, once a great nation's princess among the provinces, now reduced to tribute. Tears stream down her cheeks in the night. Among all her lovers, there is no comfort to be found. Her friends have betrayed her, becoming her enemies. Judah has been led into captivity, weighed down by affliction and great servitude. She dwells among foreign nations, finding no rest. Her persecutors closed in on her in narrow straits. The paths of Zion mourn, for no one comes to the solemn feasts. Her gates stand deserted, her priests sigh, her virgins are afflicted, and bitterness fills the air. Her adversaries have triumphed, her enemies prosper. The Lord has afflicted her due to her many transgressions. Her children are taken captive by the enemy. From the daughter of Zion, all her beauty has departed. Her princes are like deer searching in vain for pasture, and they have no strength to escape the pursuer. In the days of her affliction and misery, Jerusalem remembers all the pleasant things she once had in days of old when her people fell into the hands of the enemy, and no one came to her aid. Her adversaries saw her and mocked her on her sabbaths. Jerusalem has grievously sinned, and as a result she has been removed from her honor. Those who once esteemed her now despise her, having witnessed her shame. She sighs and turns away. Her filthiness is exposed in her skirts, and she does not remember her ultimate fate. She has come down from her lofty position, and there is no comforter. O Lord, witness my affliction, for the enemy has magnified himself. The adversary has laid hands on all her precious things, for heathen invaders have entered her sanctuary, despite your command to keep them out of your congregation. All her people cry out, seeking bread, they have given up their precious possessions for sustenance. Look, O Lord, and consider, for I am brought low. Does this not move you, all you who pass by? See if there is any sorrow like my sorrow, the sorrow the Lord has afflicted me with in his fierce anger. From above, he has sent fire into my very bones, prevailing against them. He has spread a net for my feet, turning me back and leaving me desolate and faint all day. The yoke of my transgressions is bound by his hand, tightly wound around my neck, causing my strength to fail. The Lord has delivered me into the hands of those from whom I cannot rise. The Lord has trampled down all my mighty men in my midst, calling an assembly against me to crush my young men. He has treated the virgin daughter of Judah like grapes in a winepress. For these things I weep, my eyes overflow with tears because the Comforter who should relieve my soul is far from me. My children are left desolate, for the enemy has prevailed. Zion stretches out her hands, but there is no one to comfort her. The Lord has commanded that Jacob's adversaries surround him. Jerusalem is like a woman ceremonially unclean among them. The Lord is righteous, for I have rebelled against his command. Hear, I implore all people, and behold my sorrow. My virgins and young men have been led into captivity. I called for my lovers, but they deceived me. My priests and elders died in the city while seeking sustenance for their lives. Look upon me, O Lord, for I am in distress. My heart is troubled, and my bowels churn within me. I have grievously rebelled. Abroad the sword bereaves, at home it is as deadly as death. They have heard my sighs, there is no one to comfort me. All my enemies have heard of my trouble and are glad that you have done this. You will bring the day you proclaimed, and they will be like me. Let all their wickedness come before you, and deal with them as you have dealt with me because of my many transgressions. My sighs are numerous, and my heart is faint.